I'm going to show you the best builds for Rappa in Honkai Star Rail. Rappa is a 5-star imaginary unit following the erudition path, and she's going to be the newest unit that'll be joining us in Honkai Star Rail version 2.6. There are many ways to build her, but what exactly is going to be her best build? My name is Myschyff, and it's going to be my job to analyze her kit, Eidolons, Lightcones, and much more to help you maximize her damage potential. I'm also going to address a huge misconception that's been going around between her and Firefly. With that being said, let's get started. Aside from saying she has Sakura's appearance and Hui's abilities, Rappa is a surprisingly great unit worth picking up. In case A, you want another break DPS unit on your team, B, want an imaginary DPS unit on your team, or C, you are in desperate need of having any DPS on your account. Otherwise, I wish you the best of luck pulling for her. Though she may not be Firefly, she is a Rappa. Get it? Anyway, Rappa's ultimate, which I'm not going to pronounce, I actually butchered this on multiple takes, not gonna lie, is going to be the bread and butter of her kit, allowing her to enter into the seal form state similar to how Firefly has access to the combustion state. After activation, it is going to grant 1 extra turn for Rappa, and to avoid any confusion, no, it doesn't immediately grant 1 extra action. I made this mistake myself reading it for the first time too, but what it means by 1 extra turn, you'll be receiving 1 extra turn in that cycle. By 1 extra action, then it will mean the effect will immediately occur after ultimate activation. Hopefully that clears up things for people that were just confused as me. You'll also be receiving some unique effects, such as a very solid 50% break efficiency increase and 30% extra break effect, which helps by breaking enemies faster as well as dealing some nice extra break damage. And just like Firefly, she also receives her own enhanced basic attacks. However, it's going to be tied to a point system. Using an enhanced basic attack is going to consume 1 point of chroma ink, which is initially going to start at 3 points. After consuming all these points, Rappa returns to a default state. Her A4 trace, Sea Echo, is going to be tied to Rappa's seal form state, offering some useful buffs while she's in the seal form state. While she's in the seal form state, enhanced basic attacks used to deal damage to a weakness broken target converts the toughness reduction from this instance of damage to a single instance of 60% super break damage. Okay, so you're probably wondering, what does her enhanced basic attack do? Good question, let's find out. Demon Bane Petal Blade, a name that I can actually pronounce without butchering, deals 2 hits of imaginary damage equal to 100% of Rappa's attack to 1 designated target and 50% to any adjacent targets. Her third hit is where the magic happens, because on her third hit, she is going to deal imaginary damage equal to 100% of her attack to all enemies currently on the field. However, I regret to inform you that Rappa's attack is not going to recover any skill points, but what Rappa can't do, she makes up for it, because while she attacks enemies that don't have imaginary weakness, she can still reduce their toughness, whose effect is equal to 50% of the original toughness reduction. And she's going to do the thing that all imaginary units do. Each point of charge is going to increase Rappa's break damage multiplier by 50% and increases the toughness reduction that can ignore weakness by 1. So basically you're going to receive a lot of break damage, and by a lot I mean we're looking at a 500% increase since the maximum charge is 10, and some very nice extra toughness reduction that ignores weakness. Rappa's talent, Endurance Gorge, pretty much describes the talent in a nutshell. Each time the enemy target is weakness broken, Rappa is going to gain 1 stack of charge, which stacks up to a total of 10 points. When Rappa launches the third attack of Demon Bane Petal Blade, Rappa additionally deals break damage equal to 60% of her imaginary break damage to all enemies currently on the field. The crazy part about her talent, when consuming all 10 charge, the damage ignores weakness type to reduce 2 toughness. With her A2 trace Sky High, this can actually be improved even more. During battle, any elite or higher enemy has the weakness broken, doesn't matter who, pretty much by any unit. Rappa is going to additionally gain 1 point of charge and regenerates 10 extra energy. To put it into perspective, Rappa is going to gain 1 point of charge when breaking your regular enemy target's weakness. However, breaking an elite or higher enemy unit, Rappa is going to receive 2 points of charge altogether. Surprisingly, her A6 trace also contributes to when an enemy is weakness broken and increases the break damage by 2%. Rappa is also going to be a unit that scales off attack. If her attack reaches 2400, every 100 excess attack after that additionally gets its value increased by 1%, up to a maximum of 8% additional attack. How do surfers say hello to each other? They wave. Yeah, moving on. Not gonna lie, but Rappa's technique is actually pretty fun. Yes, I'm really trying to encourage you to pull for Rappa here. Anyway, after casting her technique Leaps and Bounds, you're basically allowed to surf across the map for a set distance. However, any enemies touched by this effect is going to be considered as an attacked unit, so it's pretty cool if you want to run it down on your enemies faster than Yasuo. You're also going to be invincible while doing this, so any enemy hits you receive is going to be ignored by Rappa. After entering combat with Rappa's technique, the enemy's toughness reduction is decreased by 30 regardless of weakness type and deals break damage equal to 200% of Rappa's attack to each enemy target. She's also going to deal 180% of her imaginary break damage to any adjacent targets, and at the same time, she's going to restore 10 energy. Pretty neat. Yes, hello, it's me again. At the start of the video, I said I'll be explaining why Rappa may be on similar power level to Firefly. With characters like Sunday and 5-star Tingyun on the horizon, we may be looking at potential candidates for Rappa to minimize her weaknesses. Unlike Firefly, Rappa doesn't have an elemental weakness implant, so she may fall short to Firefly when up against enemies with no imaginary weakness. However, with enemy units having extra toughness in the new Memory of Chaos, we may be looking at potential buffs or debuffs through newer units that may be related to the weakness mechanic. For example, in an ideal universe where Sunday or the new 5-star Tingyun do cater toward these effects, they'll probably reduce toughness regardless of their weakness type, or maybe increase the break damage they take. So while obviously Firefly is going to be able to take advantage of this, Rappa will too. So while she may not be a fantastic unit as of now, she's going to get better in the future. Also, sustainless runs are going to go crazy. Until there are any official announcements from Hoyo, take my thoughts with a grain of salt. I'm gonna be real, this domain is going to hold us hostage until the end of time. You're able to mix and match any of the break effect sets on Rappa, and to all Facial and Firefly mains, you're in luck, because Iron Cavalry is going to be her best 4-piece set. So all that time on farming this domain is not wasted. In case you don't know, Iron Cavalry ignores 25% of the enemy's defense when you achieve 250% break effect. She's also going to be compatible with the 4-piece Thief set since she gets a 32% break effect boost. She also gains an additional 3 energy, which is great for pushing her ultimate up. Kingdom of Banditry is going to be her best and only planar set. However, you could run Kalpagni if you're thinking about throwing Rappa in the Firefly team, although I wouldn't recommend that at all. For main stats, you want an attack percent chest piece, speed boots, attack percent orb, and the break effect rope. Try to aim for these substats to maximize her value. Your substat priority should also be break effect, speed, attack, and flat attack. Everything else throughout the window. You don't need them. Rappa is actually going to have many options to choose from. I lied, she isn't. But if you lost your 50-50 on the weapon banner, you're actually in luck, because you can choose Himiko Signature Lightcone. No, not that one, this one. Night on the Milky Way pretty much boosts Rappa's attack for every enemy on the field up to a total of 5 stacks. She also gets a bonus 30% break effect when an enemy is inflicted with weakness break. Although it's not her signature Lightcone, it's still going to be useful regardless. However, like every other unit in the game, besides Himiko, Rappa's signature Lightcone, Dazzling Evil Breaker is going to be her best choice. It pretty much fulfills every stat she wants, such as break effect, energy, and more damage on her enhanced basic attacks. Eternal Calculus from her to store is another 5-star option worth considering. Make sure to S5 it if you haven't already. Rappa's options when it comes to 4-star Lightcones is not much if I'm going to be completely honest with you. After the Charmony Fall is going to be her best and only 4-star option, offering a hefty 56 break effect at S5. You also get some speed when you cast your ultimate for 2 turns, so it's great for hitting that speed breakpoint for that extra turn to deal more damage. Okay, but if you're really desperate, you could run the Seriousness of Breakfast. At S5, the wearer's damage is increased by 24% and gets more attack, which Rappa wants since she wants to aim for 3200 attack. If you're pulling for Rappa's Eidolons, then E1 is going to be her best stopping point for low spenders. While Rappa is in a seal form state, she is going to ignore 15% of her enemy target's defense, similar to Firefly and Link Shot. But in this case, the effect is reliant on her ultimate being active. You also get 20 energy back after exiting the seal form state, which contributes to getting back her ultimate faster, which is what you want since Rappa's damage is locked behind her ultimate. Okay, so if you're really trying to invest in Rappa, then E2 is going to be a massive increase over E1, since it actually contributes to breaking enemies faster. By breaking enemies faster, Rappa is going to be able to build up her talent stacks faster, which is going to lead to even more damage throughout the battle. E4, like all other of her Eidolons, is going to be tied to a seal form state and is going to increase all ally speed by 12%, including herself. Although the extra speed is good for reaching that next speed breakpoint, the cost is going to be too steep if I'm going to be honest, so I'm not going to recommend investing this much into Rappa's Eidolons, but if you like her that much, then pull to your heart's content. Obviously, her E6 is going to be her best Eidolon. The way it works is that you receive 5 points of charge at the start of the battle. The same is also true when using her 3rd enhanced basic attack. Even though the maximum stacks is 10, you'll be receiving 5 points of charge at the start of battle, and 5 points from her 3rd tier with her enhanced basic attack. Generating her stacks is going to be much more faster when Rappa is paired against enemy units that have imaginary weakness type. finally, let's take a look at Rappa's team comps. Obviously, her best team is going to be herself, Runmei, Harmony Trailblazer, and Linksha. However, there are a few combinations you can go for, such as replacing Linksha with Gallagher and Runmei for Bronya. Runmei and Harmony MC pretty much fulfill the role of amping Rappa's break damage and Runmei being Runmei, so Rappa is going to benefit a lot from them both. Linksha and Gallagher are pretty much well-rounded units that also take advantage of toughness reduction, dealing break damage and good healing, so pretty much they're going to be staples to the team regardless. A free-to-play team, in case you don't have some of these units, you could replace Bronya for Pella and Linksha for Gallagher, or any other sustained unit available in your account. Pella with her ultimate pretty much reduces all enemies' defense by 40%, which is already considered as dealing a lot of damage. Another good replacement for Runmei is going to be Asta. Asta increases the speed of all party members by 52, which is a lot since it equates to more speed breakpoints, and through those speed breakpoints you'll be achieving more damage. Also, if you made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing, as it encourages me to produce more content as well as increasing my chances of being part of Hoya's creator program, which helps me produce first impression content on upcoming characters for you. With that being said, I'll see you guys in a bit.